Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's podcast. This is the Arts Bonita podcast, and we are coming out weekly, and we're basically trying to give you all a sense of who we have teaching here at Arts Bonita, what we have going on here at Arts Bonita, what's coming up, just everything that we can tell you about the center, what's happening, so that you can be in the know. Today, I have with me two of our instructors, and I'm going to introduce them in a second. And they are specific to doing watercolor classes, and also I have the chair for the glass department who teaches a lot of classes, but also runs and manages the department as well. And we're going to get to know them, and we're going to get to know the classes that they teach, and that's what we have on the docket for today. So we hope that you enjoy it. I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves really quick. Say your name, say what discipline you teach, and then tell us how you first got into art. Any kind of art. Doesn't have to be the art you're doing now. What was it when you were a kid that got you into doing art? We'll start with you, Susan.
Yes, hi, I'm Susan Berry, and I'm the chair for the glass department at Arts Bonita Visual Arts Center. I teach fused glass. I am also proficient in stained glass, torch work, and the other various forms of glass art. I started back over 40 years ago. It's been about that long in all different disciplines of glass. I started off with learning stained glass and evolved into fused glass and the torch work as well. I had classes in that. So I guess the question people ask me is, what is fused glass? If you don't know what it is basically glass layering in a kiln that melts the glass together to form amazing glass art. That's my main teaching right now. The glass blowing end, they call it glass blowing. It's really lamp work. Lamp work is with torches. We have 6 beautiful torches at the Art Center to make beads, to make elements. A lot of my students will take classes just to make different elements to use with their glass projects and fusing. Then we have mosaic glass, which is layering patterns to make a larger artwork with grout. And then we have the stained glass, of course, which is your beautiful colored glass that's fused together, soldered together with copper foil. And so that's all of our department that we do.
So the lamp working, that's the thing. I've been in your class and I've seen this, and I think that's where everybody's sitting around the table. They're literally holding a torch, and I saw you really working with them on how to do it, and they're like trying to get it, and you're like, oh no, you gotta, and I have footage of this, which I'm gonna give to the producer and have it be, put on the screen. But that's what that is, right? Where
right. Most everyone that has taken that class, they're beginners, and some stay on with it. Some say, "Oh, I just know I can do this. I'm afraid of the torch."
Yeah.
I try to make it as simple as possible, and and try to get them to be patient. I find the glass using the torch just is patience, and it requires a little bit of technique, but that comes with experience, and it also comes with practice and practice and practice.
Right.
I just had a set of twins that took the class, and they one has gone on. Sorry about the ring. They have gone on to purchase their own. The one girl had purchased her own torch, loves it, and she's going to go with it. So it's just a matter of patience, and I try to walk them through it to be calm, and actually a rhythm too. It's amazing how glass flows, and it does require a little bit of a rhythm.
Well, like we always talk about on these podcasts, when it comes to the classes that we offer, there's always this therapeutic side to it. So I think there's like this fulfilling, you're talking about like the rhythm, and it's like the repetitive motion, and so. Yeah, that sounds very.
Yeah, I always tell them, look out the window. Don't even look at what you're doing, and just get the feel, because it's all about feel when it comes to the torch work. Yeah.
Yeah, look out the window, but pay attention to what you're doing because you are working with fire.
Yeah, don't be like putting your hand in it. But
Yeah. Okay. All right, Linda, how about for you? What can you introduce yourself? Tell us what you teach, and then also give us a sense of kind of what was your first introduction into art when you were younger.
I'm Linda Bachofner, and I teach watercolor. I teach beginning to the advanced classes. And my inspiration came when I was in high school. I had an excellent instructor for my art classes, and she encouraged me to get more into things that were not on the normal schedule. And I thank her every day for that. When I teach, I want to share what I know and the enjoyment I've had from watercolor with my students. I break it down by steps. I do provide a tracing because when I first started teaching, I heard from everyone, I can't draw, I can't draw. Well, I took that out of the equation. I provide them with a tracing. If they're proficient drawers, I certainly encourage them to use that skill, but most students do use the tracing. And I demo step by step. If I lay in a sky with watercolor, I give you time to go back and do the same so that I don't complete a painting and you go back to a blank sheet of paper. I've taken courses like that, and that's the hard way to learn. So I break it down. When we get done with the sky, we move forward in a landscape and come forward, and I demonstrate each one of those steps and then give the student time to go back and produce that. I also provide what I call a roadmap. When I'm doing the original painting, I set up an extra sheet of paper, and every mixture that I make, I label what it's for, what pigments are involved in that mixture, and I show samples with the colors so that they see what, when they mix their pigments, what they're supposed to come up with. And it gives them that description in writing. They photograph it with their camera. They have it right beside, with their phone camera, and they have it right beside them. And at the end of the 5-week course, we do what we call a friendly critique. I have just learned valuable information from critiques when I took from other artists. And I found that this has helped the students. Not only do I share with them, but they share among themselves. And that's a good portion of the class. You can't get that from a video. You can't get that from a book. That interaction among the students and the artists is so helpful. And I really encourage that in my classes. You'll see someone who's worked on something at home, they bring it in and they share with the other students. I think that's fantastic. That's what it's all about, is the enjoyment and the sharing with one another. And it's so beneficial to see that. When I see the students sharing, it gives me great joy to see them doing that because it's helpful for all of us. The therapy, I did have a student at one time who lost her husband very young. And she was in 2.5 years of therapy. At the end of the first session, she came to me and said, Linda, you've helped me more than my therapy classes have.
Wow.
And I thought, that's what it's all about, is to help people. And she's a student to this day, so I'm very, very pleased.
That is great. That is so great to hear because when you can get into something, you just get your mind and your body and your soul like just focused on creating something, doing something, pouring yourself into it. It does allow you that time, to heal. When things happen,
yes.
Talking about it. Yes, it's good to talk about things, but sometimes you just kind of need that place where you can go, that you can let it all go.
That's so correct, yes.
And I think that's something that's in common with like all of our classes. And I talk to everybody about this, is that this art center and people who come and take your classes is kind of like a home away from home.
Totally.
Do you guys get that sense from people?
Definitely.
They call it their zen.
Yes.
They come in, and I've got students. I've been with Arts Bonita since 2018. What is it, 7 years? And over those years, I've have almost all of the same people, unless they've moved out of the area. They're back every year, and I've heard from people going into this season already that are excited and can't wait to start back up again. So, yeah, I think I could even take your classes, Linda, even though I can't draw either. The way you described it, I think maybe I could be one of those people.
Yeah, I tell you guys, there is, you guys can take each other's classes. We support you all being able to do that, to take those classes for your own development, but also just to see what each other's doing. It's like right now, you guys don't teach together normally. You guys teach in different things, different disciplines. You guys teach at the same center, basically across from the little center grass area, but yet, it's their art forms. They're just different ways of going about trying something new. What I will say is, because I've been able to step into and interact with people in both of your classes, it really is cool to see the focus that people have. They just have the focus to progress, to, just to make something, to go somewhere with it. And I'm wondering if you guys can talk at all about what you've seen from some students in terms of growth, because I know some people it takes more time, and that's okay. They're just going to be on a track that's maybe a little bit of growth at a time. Then have you had students come in where, oh my gosh, they're just taking this and really soaring? Can you guys talk about those things?
I definitely have seen that variations from student to student, even though they've been in the same classes the same length of time. I get great enjoyment, and it's so rewarding to see the progression in their work. And I will tell them, I see you progressing in your work. You're doing much better with this painting than you did with this. And I encourage them every way I can, because I think it's so important that they be encouraged, because you can get discouraged and say, I can't do this. Well, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have the introduction to glass fusing, and a lot of the students that had started off in the beginning class still are in the beginning class because they prefer it. It reminds them every week of the things you need to learn about cutting glass and patterning and colors, and they say, no, I think we're good. I'm going to stay with this beginner class. The people that do want to come into the next session, with a more what we call introduction, well, it's actually independent study. It's a little bit more of the advanced, but not limited to. But they learn to do very unusual things with glass. There's so many things that you can do with molds, with all types of powders and frits, and these are all types of glass that are made to go in different directions. It's just so many different aspects of using glass. So they love that, and I'm hoping this year we can introduce another specialty class, glass class.
Yeah.
We have one that goes in after the first of the year, and we're going to, that's glass powders, and then there's also mold making type of a class that I know they've been chomping at the bit about. They want it done, so I guess we have to think about doing that too.
Well, I had Richard Kirk on the other day, who teaches oil and acrylic classes in painting, and he was telling me that he's got a beginning and an intermediate class, intermediate advanced. I think most people out there think of it's like, oh yeah, you take beginning and then you go to intermediate advanced. But what I hear from all of you is there's a lot of people who just chill in that beginning class for a while.
They like it.
And then and then one day they're like, oh, I think I'm ready to go to the next one. It's not just take this and take that. It's like you can sit there and grow at whatever level you want and then move on. And that seems to be the same way for you guys.
They're not limited to going beyond, in that beginner class, or, there's no limitations.
Yeah.
It's just what their comfort level is, and fine, we're very well.
I find the same thing in my classes, that they'll repeat, and then maybe time-wise will be a problem, and they'll say, what do you think I can go to the advanced class?
Yeah.
Because you could have a long time ago, but you're comfortable where you are,
Wow. What is it that when you're looking at somebody's, like, have you guys ever had a student where you see something and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like your first time doing it, but you seem to have like a natural ability, like you're picking it up quick. Have you guys had that kind of student?
I definitely have. I have one gentleman in my afternoon class, and he just soars beyond and has wonderful ideas. He puts them down, expresses them on paper, and he's not afraid to try something new, and he's just amazing. He's only been taking watercolor for 2 years, but he's doing a great job. And it certainly wasn't his profession. He was a doctor, so.
Yeah. A lot of people in art that were in the healthcare profession. Interestingly, so many people. I mean, Tammy and Pauline, who were on the podcast, they're both, used to be in the healthcare profession.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause so many people I talked to, it's just so interesting. What about, do you see that too? I mean, because, you do different things in glass, but, you're talking about lamp work and all these different things. But have you ever seen someone like pick something up so quick? You're like, oh my
Maybe
gosh.
not from the very beginning, because they come and they have got a natural, their mind just works in a certain way. Maybe they've, researched some artwork that they want to duplicate. They go right at it, and I've got a couple people that just make some amazing things, and I really love that myself. So yeah, some people take classes, online, like the virtual, and they learn a little bit of technique, and then they come in and they actually do it, and then it's like a whole different, whole different look when they do it themselves. So,
I'm curious if you guys can talk a little bit about thinking of people out there who have never taken watercolor or glass. What would you say to people? It's two questions. Like, I'm wondering, who do you think is a good type that is to come do this kind of stuff? Like, is there a past skill that somebody might have that transitions easily into doing this? So that's my first question. My second question is, who out there needs this?
Well, with the one-night events, this is one of the things I like to emphasize. You will never know until you try it. And I love the fact that we have the one-night events or one-day events, whatever they may be, where people come right, off the street, do not have any idea of the, medium, and they try it. And in our one-night events, it's great because they can come individually, they can come as a group. No one's pressuring. They have like 3 hours of instruction to do, sometimes simple, sometimes involved glass pieces. And then you got them. Then they're hooked and they want to come back. It's like, oh, I really love this. And then, of course, they look around the room and they see the pieces that are done in the room, by various artists and, various glass students. And they see all the glass that we provide, which is amazing. And then they are back. They join. And that's where I think we really benefit.
Wow.
Those one-night events and one-day events.
Yeah. What about for you? Like, just what type of person out there is a good candidate for coming into a watercolor class like yours?
I definitely find that if they have an interest and a desire, I can teach them. And if they can see it when I point it out. If you don't see it, I can't help you see it, but I can teach you. And I have had several people tell me they love the way I teach, breaking it down step by step, giving them a tracing because they can't draw. And not everyone can, and not everyone's had time to take drawing classes. So I remove that. And like I said, I've had several people say, we like how you break it down step by step, doing the demo, letting us go back and do that. I walk around, and if I see someone who needs help, sit down and help them if they need help. That's what I'm there for.
How do you guys deal with students who are discouraged? I'm sure it happens sometimes. You have a student who's discouraged. How do you navigate your way through that? Because it can be hard, and everybody's different. So how do you deal with those situations?
I just recently dealt with that this last 5-week session. Lady she's been taking for almost 2 years, and she was so discouraged. And I said, tell me what you don't like. And I made her point it out so that I could address that. If she just says, I don't like the whole thing, well, that's kind of difficult to address. But I made her show me in the painting what she liked, what she didn't like. And we went forward from there.
Yeah.
We went step by step. And there were a couple of times I said, let me do it and you watch. Well, that helped her tremendously to see what I was doing sitting right beside me. And that way she had a one-on-one example as to how to proceed with that. And I told her at the end, I said, you have made your best painting in this class. And she did. She did a very complicated subject, but we took it step by step, and we worked together, and she was very pleased with it at the end. So I was glad to see that.
Cool. What about for you?
Yeah, I had a student last year that was taking the torch work class. It is intimidating, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I actually was trained for like a day on how to light a torch and be able to work with it carefully. So I have total confidence when I work with the students that they will be safe and they will learn it correctly.
Yeah.
But she was very intimidated by it. She stuck it out through the whole class, and truthfully, her work became better at the end, and she just didn't see it. but I could see her improvement by just, by the 4th and 5th week. It just wasn't her thing, but she, I think, is going on to another medium at the center, and that's where you need to find your place. The other people were like right on it. They've just, I want to do it, So everybody's different, and I always usually have one that it's just not their thing. No worries, we just adjust, So.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine some people come and they really take to it, and then some people come and they're like, I don't know if this is right for me. And I think that's okay too, right? But if you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to know. So it's
right.
like finding out that you don't like something is almost as important as finding out that you do. So try new things. And that's one thing about Arts Bonita is if you try something and you don't resonate with it, there's going to be something that like you're going to find your place because there's so many places.
So many choices.
There's so many things to do. And I'm like, I often sit there and I go like, what do we not have? I mean, we have so many from visual arts to performing arts to digital to, whatever. Like we have, like, there's so many things here, for everyone. So on an unrelated topic, because I like to learn other things about you as well, I'm just curious, like, where are your favorite places to eat locally? Like, I'm curious about like a quick little lunch place versus like you're going to go out for a nice dinner. Like, where do you guys like to go?
Well, I don't know. I don't eat out very much because
Okay.
I'm a cook, and my husband prefers my cooking over eating out.
All right.
But I can tell you, like, Seed to Table
Okay.
has the best steak in the whole area, and very fresh. And so that would be my choice as far as going very casual dining, just sitting and having a beer, to be
Okay.
honest with you, and a steak,
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I am very partial to Italian food.
Okay.
And I have 2 restaurants that I highly recommend, Giovanni's
Okay.
and also Enrico's, which is real close to the
love
centers.
Enrico's.
Enrico's has
Oh.
wonderful food.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, these are things I haven't really explored too much.
That's great.
So I always like to ask, and because I want to know, like, where I want to like go to these places. I've heard of Giovanni's and I've heard of Seed to Table.
Seed
Yeah.
to Table.
Enrico's has been here since I moved here, and
Yeah.
I've always been great. That's
Good
one
food.
Of my, I know,
Very
and-
good food, yes.
Yeah. So
old family. Yeah.
yeah. So they teach at the Visual Arts Center, which is off of Old 41, and right now we're at the Performing Arts Center in the Digital Arts Lab, which is in off of Bonita Beach Road. So when they're talking about it's over by that center, where is?
Are they on the corner of Terry, or are they at the next Burnwood?
They're in Enrico's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're off of 41,
Yeah.
right there at the intersection where Publix is in that plaza. They're
Oh,
right at the
okay.
corner there.
Okay.
to
I
Turn.
can't
Yes.
remember
Okay.
what the cross street is, but
Yeah.
they're really good. If you're looking for good chicken wings, I'm from Buffalo, and we have Buffalo chicken wings, and the best chicken wings are right on Old 41, down from the center at. Now I'm going to shoot. I lost where the name. I just was there the other
Yeah.
day. But it's a Buffalo Bills bar.
Yeah.
But they have the best chicken wings ever. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
and I know good chicken wings. So, it'll come to me. I'll remember the name.
All right. What are you guys looking forward to coming up? Like, is there anything that your offerings? You're pretty much like it's like rinse and repeat, right? It's like beginning, intermediate, advanced, and you just do this like year round. You're doing a lot of different things, and so. But I'm just wondering, like, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to? Is there like a new offering that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to, and speaking to you about it, John, the exhibits.
Yeah.
A lot of my students really love to exhibit.
Yeah.
And we had one, I think, last year, or was it 2 years ago? I'm not sure.
I don't think it was last year because
Yeah, I don't think it was last year.
I don't think it was while I was here.
No, I don't think so
Yeah.
either. But I'd love to see that come back because, in fact,
Yeah.
I did have a student reach out to me this week and email, that she was working on a project and she, was hoping that, do you know the dates of anything going on? And I said, no, but I will find that out. But I think we'll be looking at doing, even if it's on a small scale, they can bring in their own work and they can sell it. There could be a price
Yeah.
on it, and that maybe will also bring people to the center to see all that we do. That's my goal this year is to get them to show their work. A lot of people are reluctant to do that. I don't know, it's not good enough. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Well, what about for you? I mean, do you look forward to, seeing people? Because you have students who do live in other places, so do you have students that you're looking forward to seeing that you don't see until like January or?
The snowbirds, when they come in, it's nice to see them. They return each year. They sign up and take the class.
Yeah.
And I always look forward to them. The first class, I have to tell you, the first class I taught at the center, I was from Carmel, Indiana originally before I moved here. And I kind of asked where everyone was from. I had 3 ladies in my class that were snowbirds from Carmel, Indiana. I couldn't believe it. We'd never met.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when we look at, I don't know, like toward the end of next year, I'm thinking, we're always trying to do new events, new things. You're talking about trying to get an exhibit, maybe where we can do some stuff. We're exhibiting some glass projects from students and things like that. Do you guys have any other thoughts or things that you would like to see us do at the center that would benefit your students, your discipline? Anything?
That's my main.
Yeah.
Certainly that. Off the cuff, I don't know. I think, just bringing in new, ideas, and projects that they don't normally do on their own. They need instruction for, which I do training in the off seasons to learn all that, so I can bring it to them. So I look forward to actually. I look same as you. I look forward to all the snowbirds coming back, and I love hearing from them. I'm signing up. So it is so fun.
Yeah.
And,
what do you guys do? Like, what's your outside of being here? And what do you do for your own creativity?
Glass.
You do glass?
I do watercolor.
You do watercolor. Yeah.
I have a
you
little
live
kiln on my lanai, and I when it's not blistering hot like it is right now, I go out and I do it's a small kiln, but it's small elements that I do to make big elements. When I come here, if I do them at home, I have big kilns here at the center that I should say we have the most amazing equipment in our studio now. It's getting better and better and better. I'm just so excited. We've got another kiln that we just got this week, and it's going to be up and running soon. But I may do small elements on my lanai and just, pass the time and then bring it all in and put it together and let the glass just melt together into a different, I can go bigger,
Yeah, well, see, you're gone during the summer, but during the summer, we just put it outside. You don't have to put it in the kiln. Yeah, it's so hot in Florida, it does it right up. No, it's 1,500 degrees. Is that right? How hot does it get?
That's the maximum. Yeah, for glass.
That's the maximum, 1,500. Oh my God, that's crazy.
There's a lot of different scheduling for different types of applications. Whatever, we go through all that with them.
Yeah.
So they don't learn it, but I tell them anyway. We don't care. You do it. I go, okay, but I do want you to learn it anyway.
Yeah. So you do but when you're doing watercolor on your own, you just like your home studio, and do you just kind of, is it like you get up in the morning? Like, do you have a ritual?
Not really. It's hit and miss with time, but I'm always thinking of what would interest the students. Just came back from a trip. I've got a lot of good ideas from the trip that I'll be painting up and using in the future classes. If I see something that intrigues me, I feel it might intrigue other people, and I will work around that. I may put items from 3 different photos together to make one painting. Do that quite often, because not usually one photo isn't usually 100% of the creativity that you want to use. So I pick and choose and pull it together, and then I'll paint up my sample, take it in for the students to look at, and like I said, provide the tracing, and then we go forward from there.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I'm going to take a quick second to say, for those of you out there that are watching, you should definitely like and subscribe to the Arts Bonita podcast. We're always going to be bringing you all of our wonderful teaching artists so that you can get to know them better. You can learn about the offerings that we have coming up, and you just get a sense of what's happening at the center. So definitely do that. Share with your friends on all of your, Facebook, whatever, that thing stuff. Do that. But I do want to thank you guys for being here today, for taking the time to share these thoughts with everybody, with our audience. And, I look forward to doing what I can to support you guys as you continue doing the great work that you do. So thank you for coming in.
Thank you,
for
John.
having us, John.
Thank you.
Great. All right, everybody. Well, that's the end of our podcast this time. We will keep bringing you new podcasts every week. So have a good day.